Life Audio. Ask Him for the guidance and the wisdom to bring these conversations up with your children and your spouse. Be intentional about your family systems.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Every child in foster care deserves to feel safe and loved. Through Wait No More, Focus on the Family provides a teddy bear for comfort, a Bible for hope, and a suitcase for security. But more than just essentials, this program offers warmth, faith, and a sense of belonging. Together, we can remind a child that they are seen, known, and deeply loved. Learn how you can make a difference at focusonthefamily.com/suitcase bundle.
Hello and welcome to the Encourager Podcast, where we have encouraging conversations to help you joyfully harmonize your home and work life. I'm your host, Rebekah Scott. I'm a wife, mother, designer, coach, and author. I'm here to help encourage and empower you to confidently make decisions that work for you and your stage of life, whatever that might be. Hello, Encouragers. Are you ready to stop managing all the overwhelm and finally create some systems that bring more joy to both home and work life? Join my 10-week Encouraging Cohort kicking off April 2nd. Together, we're going to tackle the 5 systems: me, food, family, work, and home, so you can ditch the chaos, gain some clarity, and move forward with confidence and joy. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Enroll now at theencouragerpodcast.com, and let's build some systems that serve you and not exhaust you. On today's podcast, I want to talk to you about my 3 best decisions for my family system and my 3 worst decisions for my family system. You know that I talk about the 5 systems frequently, so I'm hoping this will help you to zoom out a little bit, take a look at your own family system, and make decisions that will better apply to making your family a more success, whatever that version is, for yourself. Are you running your family life, or is it running you? Do you feel like your family life is full of meaningful moments and clear values? Or is it just a blur of busy schedules, quick meals, and never-ending to-do lists? The health of your family system isn't about perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about intentionality. And I know you can apply intentionality because you're intentional about listening to the podcast and trying to apply as much as possible. The best decisions create harmony, connection, and values that last. The worst decisions create disconnect, overwhelm, and confusion. So let's dive in. We all want a thriving family life, but good intentions aren't enough, right? We need to have some structure. So some of the best decisions I've made have strengthened our bond and made life easier. Yes, it is possible they have made life easier. And some of the worst decisions left us feeling disconnected and overwhelmed and even lost within my own family. Let's unpack what has worked and what hasn't so you can make better decisions for your family starting today. Again, I want to emphasize this before we start going over them, is that strong families don't happen by accident. They are built by consistent, intentional choices that create rhythm, connection, and shared values. The 3 best decisions for my family that I have made is number 1, the Honey Huddle /15 minutes. I'm going to have 2 within 1. Okay, so hang with me. You guys have heard me talk about the Honey Huddle. It's a free downloadable resource on theencouragerpodcast.com. And it's a meeting you can have with your spouse monthly to go over some key points. So it just kind of guides you through there. Mark my words, you guys, if all you do is download it and use it as a piece of paper that reminds you to have a meeting with your spouse, go for it. If you want to go through the points on there, more power to you. If you want to create your own Honey Huddle, 1,000 points to you, my friend. Do a Honey Huddle. It allows Nicholas and I to be on the same page and to also dream bigger together and remind each other that we were the core of the family when we started. And then we also think that our 15 minutes has been a big family decision win in our family system. And the 15 minutes is a concept that comes from Dr. Joshua Schwab, who was our marriage coach a while back. And this is the concept, you've heard me talk about it on the podcast before, where you ask your spouse intentional questions about emotions and less about logistics, because at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, you can very easily just get into the rhythm of talking about logistics. Where's so-and-so going? When are we picking up? What were we supposed to do today? Logistical things. But we need to zoom out as spouses and ask more emotionally based, connected questions, which could be, he calls it 15 minutes. Sometimes it lasts 15 minutes. Sometimes it lasts 15 seconds. That's up to you guys. But you start with the question, what made you pick the emotion today? So Nick and I, our go-tos are, what made you happy today? Or what made you frustrated? Those are the two that we tend to lean on, but you can pick whatever you want. If you want to ask, like, hey, you could tell your spouse is really sad. What made you sad today? That might allow them to open up. What made you mad today? It seems like you're a little bit irritable. What's going on? You pick the two emotions, but you connect on that level instead of a logistical question. And Nick and I really do enjoy doing this. We didn't enjoy it at first, full disclosure. But it has allowed us to really connect on a deeper level, and it helps explain some of the reactions from your spouse throughout the day when they are really happy. And you ask them, hey, what made you happy today? And you find out what made them happy, you might be able to repeat it. Or if you find out it made them irritated, you might be able to not do that, right? It's just a really good way of us remaining close in our family system. So we definitely recommend one of our best decisions for our family system was number 1, our Honey Huddle, or A, our Honey Huddle, and B, the 15-minute question. These two things eliminate confusion, any missed events when we're doing that in the Honey Huddle, and any last-minute chaos. So for your own families, can you hold a Honey Huddle every month? You can get the free resource. And can you just start maybe every other day doing the 15 minutes? What made you today? And start talking and connecting on a deeper level. Number 2 best decision for the family system is definitely quantity over quality. Now, hear me out. I've talked about this before, but culture tells us we need perfect, curated moments with our family. Maybe they don't say perfect, but it feels like that, right? Especially when it's like all edited and filtered through Instagram. Like, this is the perfect moment for your family, and these are the curated moments. If I have to watch another reel of how they pack their snacks for a movie night, I'm going to go over the edge. Anybody else like the perfect shaped Tupperware that holds their M&Ms and their popcorn and their drink, and they have the movie theater? And I'm like, that's not happening. We got a bowl that we got from the dollar store. We're putting the popcorn in it. And then we're, it's just, I want to remind you guys, your family system is more about quantity and less about quality. So more time together, less about curating the most perfect quality moment, and more about the quantity of time you're spending together. Time together in everyday moments matter more than any planned out quality time. And here's why. They are more frequent. So during dinner, car rides, bedtime talks, these unplanned, simple times build trust and connection. And that is what your family system is about. So to apply this one, stop overthinking special moments and just show up consistently. It doesn't mean you can't have those special moments. Those are awesome. I encourage you to, of course, have them. But don't let that be the goal. Let the goal to be showing up consistently, and the special moments will follow. The third best decision we made for our family system is declaring 3 family values. This also was something that Nick and I did early on in our marriage years when we read a book by Dr. James Dobson. And Nicholas created a list, and I created a list of values that were important to us individually. Then we came together and looked to see if any of ours combined together. And together we came up with the Scotts are kind, humble, and honest. We picked 3 values that we would concentrate on with the kiddos. We started praying with them regularly. We posted them in our house. My 18-year-old son, this is going to choke me up. My 18-year-old son, Gus, when we go down and pray with him before he goes to bed, will end all of his prayers with, help me to be kind, humble, and honest, God. And I think it causes the emotion in me because we have been so intentional since he was little about applying these things to his life, that even in his teenage years and now his adult first year, he knows that that is still an important value that his dad and I put in him. So pick 3 core values for your family, repeat them frequently, and reverse engineer your life to become those 3 values. Are there other values? Of course, but these are 3 main ones that we wanted the Scotts to be known for. These values guide our decisions, they guide our discipline, and they even guide direction for our kids, and they are a safe landing spot when we ask, like, were you kind? Were you humble? Were you honest? Whatever those are for you, how can you incorporate them? It also helps our family know who we are and how we operate. That can be two kind of overbearing questions like, okay, well, who are we as pick your last name? And how do we pick your last name operate? This helps answer both those questions. Pick out your 3 values. So sit down and name 10. Just pick 10. Each of you and your spouse, make a list of 10 and then come together and pick out 3 that make this most sense for both of you. Make that list, post it somewhere, start praying about how to apply that in your life and keep them visible so the whole family can see them.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Parenting can be tough, but no one should have to do it alone. With your support, families can thrive in Christ. Focus on the Family provides biblical wisdom, practical tools, and Christ-centered encouragement to parents navigating discipline, faith conversations, and everyday challenges. Together, we can equip families to grow stronger in faith and love. Help us equip parents to raise their children with biblical truth. Learn more at focusonthefamily.com/equipfamilies.
Okay, now here are the 3 worst decisions that we made in our family system. Some of them still come about and then we have to dial them back in, but these are the 3 worst that I think you should definitely avoid. No date nights. This is our weakest one, and this one we frequent. But it is the worst when we do this, okay? When we let go of an intentional time as a couple, it starts to feel more like business partners, more like that logistical talk instead of spouses. And so even just prioritizing like coffee and tea time, because I'm not a coffee drinker, in the morning has helped me connect to Nick, including those 15 minutes, or just saying, hey, tonight, the kids are going to watch their own movie. We're going to watch our own movie upstairs. We're going to talk to them about how this is date night for us if we couldn't get away, if that was the case. But just prioritizing date nights is important. And when you don't, it's a bad family decision. So here's what I want you to do to reverse that. Put a recurring date night on the calendar. Try to keep it sacred. Try to keep it sacred. Even if it's just coffee at home after the kids go to bed, or it's just a moment that you're having, try to have some familiar look of a date. No matter the budget, no matter the time restraints, there's something that you can do to be intentional about dating your spouse. Go for it. Let's hold each other accountable, because this one is definitely our weakest as well. The second worst decision you can make for your family system is absent parenting. This means you're with them physically, but you're not mentally present. Just because I'm in the room doesn't mean I'm present. And we all fall into this because of these stinking contraptions we have in our hands. We're physically there, but we are not mentally present for them. If I'm on my phone, or if I'm thinking about work, or just being emotionally unavailable, like not responding when they say a sentence to me, not really thinking what they're saying to me, disconnects me from them, whether it's my spouse or my kiddos. That is just absent parenting. You're not there. And I'm sorry, guys, this is a tough one. It's a tough one for all of us. We're like, we're with them all the time. But are you? Think about it. Are you on your phone? Are you on your device? Are you responding when they ask the question the first time? And believe me, this is something I have to dial in all the time for myself, is like, put the phone in the other room. Answer the child when they ask it the first time. Be intentional about playing the game with them. Stop thinking about the work commitment or whatever. If it can't get off your brain, find a piece of paper, write it down, set it down in the other room. Let it go. Be present with your kiddos. So when you're with your family, be with them. Put the phone down. Be present. That's how we can reverse the absent parenting, the second worst decision. Okay, the third worst decision is not having phone rules. Letting our kids use devices without boundaries creates tension and really bad habits. If our parents are absent parenting, worst decision number 2, then our children see that and see how quickly they can check out whatever the situation is that's currently in front of them. They can just check out and be on their phones. We see this with teenagers all the time. And I would say adults too. The moment something feels a little bit awkward or a little bit uncomfortable, we look at our phones as just a source of comfort and just a way of checking out, or like, I'm cool and I don't need to look up right now. That's more for the teenagers. But We need to stop that. You got to have some kind of phone rules in your house so that you've got some boundaries around it so that you can be able to connect with one another and help them with good habits for their own family someday. We started implementing phone-free zones, and there's a ton of research out there. You guys can find what works best for your family. So like meals, no phones at meals, no phones during the car rides when I pick them up from school or I take them to school. We do listen to a playlist on the way to school. Sometimes on the way home, kind of depends on how quiet they are. But I try not to be on the phone so that I can be really present with those precious moments. And there are certain times of the day on Sunday that they aren't allowed to use their phones so that we can just stay connected as a family. When we started doing this, it improved communication. It improved eye contact, which I know is simple, but it's big. And it actually, I think, produced overall peace in our home because the ones that didn't have the phones felt more connected to the older teenagers and to mom and dad. So a way that you can start doing this is I want you to just set one small phone boundary for your family this week and see how it changes things. Even if it's just for you personally, if this is a tough decision and a tough conversation with your spouse, I understand that. Set one small phone boundary for yourself and see what it does for your family. And if anyone else wants to follow suit, I also would say this over everything. Pray about this. Pray for the wisdom. Ask God to help you hold yourself disciplined to your new phone rule, to your new family practices, to your new family values. Ask Him to intercede. Ask Him for the guidance and the wisdom to bring these conversations up with your children and your spouse. Be intentional about your family systems. This does matter because small, consistent changes transform your home life. And they're small, but they're consistent. Families don't thrive by default, they thrive by design. I'm going to repeat that again. Families don't thrive by default, they thrive by design. If you feel disconnected, overwhelmed, or just off as a family, you can fix it. It doesn't have to be a lifelong thing where it's like, it's just a stage, or our infamous saying, if I could just get past these next 2 weeks, guys, stop. When you find yourself saying that, I want you to stop. I want you to first pray, God, help me. I don't want to use this phrase again. I want to be intentional with this beautiful family and this beautiful setup you had set before me. How do I do that, God? I gave you a ton of applicable things here in the podcast today. Start using a few of them. Be intentional about your family system because it's not going to happen by default just because we're good people and we're trying to do the right thing. It's going to happen by design that we chose these things for our family, that we were intentional about our family systems, that we chose to be present, that we chose to have quantity over quality. The shifts aren't about being perfect, but about being intentional. You're not going to do it perfect. Believe me, even if you did each one of the things that I've suggested here, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be messy. But it will be making progress towards the exercise of being intentional about your family system. So this week, try one of these best decisions, whether that be the Honey Huddle, the downloadable, maybe it's the 15 minutes, maybe it's really concentrating on the quantity of time you spend with them, or maybe it's declaring your 3 family values and implement that with your family and see how it goes. Report back to us on social media. We love to hear from you guys on Instagram. Or ask yourself, which of the worst decisions are you currently making and what small step can you make to change that? Maybe it's the phone rules. Maybe it's not being an absent parent. Maybe it's really plugging in when you're with them. Maybe it's just implementing one small phone rule for yourself. Remember, families don't thrive by default. They thrive by design. Go be intentional about your families. It will be rewarded 1,000-fold for generations to come when you make simple choices, intentional, consistent choices for your family. And if you've enjoyed this and you've enjoyed there's some things that I can definitely change about my family system, but you want more, I definitely encourage you sign up for our cohort. It starts on April 2nd. It's 10 weeks of coaching of each one of the systems in entirely more detail with a ton more applications so that you can practically break down week to week with me for your unique family setup where I get to learn about you, what your family is like, what your values are, what your goals are, what your habits are. I can help reinforce them. I can help encourage you to create those values, give you suggestions for the values. One of my favorite things of the cohort is getting to know your family personally and what's important to you. because I believe we're all made up so uniquely. And so it's so fun as a coach to get to know your unique family's makeup and help reinforce that in your family systems, because I believe without a shadow of a doubt that when we are intentional about our family systems, we change generations after generation after generation to come when we're intentional with our families right now. I'd love to help you out, so join the cohort on April 2nd. More information about the cohort is in the show notes here, or visit theencouragerpodcast.com. I can't wait to see who enrolls for the April 2nd cohort. Until next time, Encouragers, we got this because he's got us. Thanks so much for tuning in. If the Encourager podcast has helped or encouraged you in any way, please subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review. And then help us spread the message of encouragement and hope by sharing the podcast with others. Ready to bring more organization and joy into your life? The Encourager Academy helps you harmonize your home and work life through our online course and coaching programs. Our 5-system approach, me, food, family, work, and home, tackles your biggest obstacles, offering lifetime access to video lessons and guided worksheets. Learn at your own pace with practical tools and strategies. Enroll now at EncouragerAcademy.com and use code WeGotThis for $50 off. Are you ready to finally create systems that help you thrive in both home and work life? Join my 10-week coaching cohort designed for busy women like you. Together, we'll create customized, foolproof systems for managing your home, business, and personal life with joy and purpose. With live coaching, practical tools, and a supportive community, you'll leave feeling organized, confident, and in control. Don't wait. Spots are limited to 10 women. Visit EncouragerPodcast.com to apply.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.